IBAT is a not-for-profit public charitable trust. Over a period of time, we have grown into a think tank that aims to provide a platform for policymakers, technologists, academicians, and industry leaders. So we get together, and what's the purpose? We debate, we discuss, and we share our views. While doing that, we cover a broad range of topics like contemporary management, technical issues, geopolitical issues, and also economic issues. So for today, I would like to invite Mr. Rajaram Shetty, who is a chartered accountant for the last 4 decades. I would like to invite him here, and we will listen to him and get his views on how this interesting group of 12 people have got together and how we will be using this think tank to share our ideas.
We got here people of eminence who have in their own way built their future. Once Abraham Lincoln said, you can predict your future provided you create it. So these people have created, and their journey of life actually should be visualized by all people, especially younger generation. You are welcome here. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
One of the first for me to have a tryst with. I am an alumni of Manipal Institute of Technology, and had our next speaker not been there, I don't think I would have cleared a subject. And there is a reason why I'm talking about that. Our next speaker is Mr. Srinivasa Rao Potti. He is a senior academician at MIT, and he's going to speak about the harnessing the power of analogy and teaching. So let me tell you something in a very complicated way, and let me tell you something in a very simple way. Analogy is a device for conveying that two situations or domains share relational structure despite arbitrary degrees of difference in the objects that make up the domains. Okay, this is what I would find in a textbook. But thanks to Mr. Potti over here, what I would read in his book is an analogy used to draw a comparison between two things that have similar features. Okay, so there is a way of simplifying things to its smallest element so that the layman will understand. So an interplay between logical reasoning and the use of language is what makes learning interesting. It what makes learning easy to grasp and absorb. So without taking any much time, let me call the next speaker to the podium so that we are enlightened with his logic of using analogy in learning.
Good afternoon. I'm Srinivasa Rao Potti. I'm a parent. By profession, I'm a teacher. I am the last but one speaker. Now the time is approximately 2:10, where almost all the people are hungry. Nobody can concentrate on the lecture. This happens with me in MIT on almost all the days. In such a hunger, how to draw the attention of our students and how to convince them with the concepts. They all have come to MIT with an ambition of getting the job and bright future, and parallelly, because of the tiredness, they are unable to concentrate. So in such a position, how to make the lecture interesting through certain analogies. I have 2 sons. I try to convince them with my thoughts, but the immediate response what they give is, oh Appa, I know. Other type of attitude what they exhibit is, hey, you don't know. And the last one is, why should I listen to you? The same type of attitude exhibited by the students also. So in such situations, in my last 32 years, I have tried certain analogies and I was successful in convincing them with the concepts. How many of you agree through this Pani Puri dish preparation, we can teach the basics of management subject, which is compulsory nowadays for BCom, BSc, MBBS and engineering. In the first 5 minutes, I will try to correlate this process with the process of management. I am sure in your place, at least once you have taken this Pani Puri on the roadside. If Pani Puri, Masala Puri and samosas, such items are there, generally the workforce will be 3 or 4 people. Among them, who has to do which work? The first and foremost task is puncturing. Next activity is putting the potato stuff and afterwards dipping in the tamarind water. Out of these 3 tasks, you can easily guess which task requires highest skill. One side of the puri will be thinner and the other side will be thicker. So the person has to touch and feel which side is thinner and he has to puncture. So therefore, the owner of the shop has to identify which person can do this particular work and give extra training. This is nothing but, as far as functions of managers, which is the basics of essentials of management subject, that is called staffing, picking the right person through training, improving the required skills to do a particular job. The final aim of doing any business is to develop satisfaction and happiness in the customer, which will give us more and more profits. If we have to develop the happiness in the customer, especially in the Pani Puri, the customer has to be made to experience that happiness. Now please think, that happiness will come if you serve all 5 puris continuously, or otherwise you maintain little gap after every puri of eating. If you really put your heart, you will tell we must give a gap. Now how to give that gap? One has to think. Think means sochna. Sochna means, it is in English, planning. So the owner of the Pani Puri shop is performing the planning operation and trying to develop one particular strategy. What is the strategy he is developing? If 4 or 5 customers come, generally the owner will tell, sir, please stand in the queue. We will serve all the people simultaneously. So this is nothing but developing a strategy. Next, what is meant by function organizing? Making them to stand is not an easy task. You have to talk to them pyar se. Amma, Anna, Akka, so many bloody words we have to use. Finally, they will get convinced with lots of difficulty. So talking to them nicely, pyar se, all those things comes under leading, which is the 4th function. When they stand in the queue, you are going to serve the first piece for all the people in the sequence, and second piece again in the same sequence. Why you are following? So that each eating person will get a gap. So maintaining the gap and serving and doing the real work is exactly called organizing. If you had really tasted on the roadside, 4 plus 1, otherwise 5 plus 1 Pani Puris will be given. After the 4th one is over, generally the employee over there will be asking, Amma, you are happy, no? Amma, kaisa hai? All these things comes under leading only, and finally the owner is ensuring the customer is happy. ensuring that your employees are happy, ensuring that you are getting the required results, that is known as the controlling. So by taking a Pani Puri example, I can explain all these functions and I can win the hearts of my students in the first 10 minutes of the first lecture itself. Because whatever drama we want to do, we have to do in the first day itself, that too in the first half an hour itself, because after that people are losing the concentration. So this is called the first analogy. The name of the analogy is from the known to the unknown. For the subject management, students do not know anything, but they know the steps involved in Pani Puri preparation. So from the known to the unknown, I am taking the student. This is called the first analogy, what I wanted to share with you. The second type of analogy, there is a big list. If we go to the literature, minimum 12 types of analogies one can observe in the internet. I had written few which I am touching upon. Just a while ago I said, whether it is our own children at home or students in the classroom, they have a tendency to ask indirectly, why should I listen to you? What is the benefit I'm going to get? If we can convince them with the what type of benefit they are going to get, then only they will try to listen. Again, there is no guarantee. For example, one financial year is divided into 4 pieces. Quarter 1, quarter 2, like that, 4 quarters are there. Third quarter results announced by 3 companies, Infosys, TCS and Wipro, on the same day. According to me, this may be the first time all 3 such companies have announced the result. And the results are printed here. What is the profit growth they have gained during Q3, they have mentioned. And for the Q4, what type of profits they are planning to get it, that is also mentioned here. Management subject teachers like me generally show this type of paper, and we train the students to develop what is meant by objective and what is meant by strategy. During which class we are trying to do this one? On the 7th lecture. By which class the students are losing the entire interest? By 3rd class itself. So therefore, as a teacher, we need to think on which day this type of things have to be introduced. Now I need to tell what is the benefit to the student by teaching these things. In the next quarter, how many crores of profits we wanted to get, we are announcing, because it's a public limited company, that process is known as setting the guidance, or otherwise giving out the guidance for the company for the next quarter, otherwise next financial year. Now I am coming to what is the benefit to student if they listen to this one. In the placement, HR round, one important round where most of the students flunk. They are highly intelligent, they clear the written test, but when they come to HR round, they cannot talk general things. One of the questions what company people are asking is, hey, can you share with us your life guidance? What does it mean? What type of objectives you wanted to achieve within 1 year, within 3 years, and within 8 years? So these things they are asking indirectly, can you share with us your life guidance? So therefore, in the first class itself, if we can show these things and if we can train the students how to set the objective which we can share with the company placement people, student will develop an opinion, acha, if I listen to my management teacher, I am going to get some knowledge. That knowledge is going to be useful, especially in getting a job for me. So when the student realizes such a benefit, according to me, they will pay attention in the second class onwards. This analogy is called effort to the result. We are trying to tell the students, hey, you put effort today, that effort is going to bring you result like this, bright future. So this is the second analogy. And the third analogy is like this. Object to the unknown object. So how that analogy really is taught in the class, I would like to show with another example. This is a simple t-shirt which I purchased from one showroom in Manipal. 500 rupees, a simple t-shirt without collar. I really got a doubt, why are they charging so much? Then I saw the tag, 100% organic cotton. Then I thought, oh, maybe because of that, they are charging 500 rupees. Now I wanted to know, really, is it made out of 100% cotton? How do I experiment in the laboratory to confirm what they mentioned on the tag is true? Similarly, this is the oil sachet, what my wife used in the kitchen. Doctors say if the oil is prepared by mixing certain items, it is good for the health. Based on this point, the manufacturer is charging exorbitantly. Again, I wanted to know whether this percentage what they are mentioning on the tag, is it true? So how do I test it? In the class, we will be conducting the brainstorming. Meaning is, we will be asking the students to go to the internet and check how these things can be tested. For example, when I conducted this exercise in the class, I asked the students, please type organic. Maybe tomato, maybe potato, what are the benefits? Yeah, I'm sure anybody in the audience can tell, if we grow certain things organically, yeah, what is the best advantage? The shelf life is more. So that particular concept, how do we apply here? And experimentally, how to test this one? If this question is kept open to the students, everybody will storm their brain and they will come up with an idea. One of the ideas what students have given is like this. Sir, purchase another t-shirt from the same showroom for 500 rupees or nearby 500, which is not organic, which is not made out of organic cotton. Wear this one today, wear the other one tomorrow. Like that, alternatively, continuously wear and see which one fades out first. If this organic cotton made t-shirt fades out later, we can say, yes, quality of the product is really higher if it is made out of organic. Now, such an experimental study is known as longitudinal study. So, through one simple example, I am trying to develop the research bent in the students, which is very much required, important for any engineering college nowadays. So with these three examples, I would like to conclude, if the teacher is good, if the teaching is made effective, we can develop best scientists, best human beings, and best entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, dear friends, for watching this episode of iTALK. iTALK is an event that was brought to you by iBack, the think tank, in association with U-Channel. This edition of iTALK tried to bring in 12 thinkers, doers, and idea generators from diverse fields on a single platform. I hope you will watch and listen to our 11 other speakers too and enjoy it. If you have liked our program, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on subscribe button. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, dear friends.